Hello, everybody. Welcome to another week of Frog Wrestling. I'm your host, John Jagger. Great to see you. Great to have you here. Right off the bat, a big thank you to Pards Bay for the Prime sub. Never get to tune in live to these, but thanks for the quick upload on YouTube. Absolutely. I think that's important. I'm trying to get the YouTube on these to be real good. Learned how to do timestamps. Something I probably should have learned a long time ago, but they're there now, so I hope you all enjoy it. I'm really excited to have you all here for tonight's Frog Wrestling. I think tonight's going to be a hell of a show. No titles on the line tonight, but I still think it's going to be big. And I'm really, really thrilled to see we're starting big, everybody. We are going to be starting with the first round, or the first match, rather, of round 2 of our women's random match type tournament, which means we are going to be seeing Kristen Ashton, Big Bad Kristen, versus Kim Johnson, the Mississippi Queen, and that is a main event level match right out the gate, and we're just going to see it as part of this. So I'm looking forward to that. We are, of course, going to finish both matches in round 2 here tonight. For those of you that watched the Pond News update for this week, we had Beau and we had Ben on that show, both setting up matches that we're going to see here tonight. Beau challenging Brian Dunaway to a submission match where someone only wins by getting the other person to tap out, say I quit, or pass out, as it were. Those are the only ways you can win that match, and Brian Dunaway has accepted. In addition, our big main event tonight is going to be an Elimination Chamber match. It is going to basically be 6 contestants competitors, not contestants, that all want to be eligible for Ben's Dragon Beef Championship. Anyone who wants a shot at the title is eligible to enter, and Ben has said that he will grant a title match in 2 weeks' time to whoever wins the Elimination Chamber match here tonight. In addition to that, we are also going to have what I think should just be maybe the dark horse match of the night in the form of a triple threat match between Garrett, Tom Merritt, and, oh boy, John's memory's immediately falling, Patrick Beja. Well, how did I forget Patrick? That guy's dangerous. Man, he's the wrong person to forget. He will come after me. But first, we are going to kick it off with our first main event, I feel like. This is the night of main events. This is the first one. We're going to have Kristen Ashton versus Kim Johnson. We don't know what the match type is going to be. Could be anything. Well, almost anything. So we're going to see how that goes. Let's get the betting in place so you all can start thinking about it, because I gotta tell you, it's not obvious who's going to win this one. Let's start that prediction right now. We'll get the match queued up here, and we'll see. Okay, here's what I will tell you. So, as usual, I can tell the match type as we load here, and I will give you a hint to those of you betting. This is a no-holds-barred match. Anything goes. So let that factor into your decision-making as we load it up here and try and figure out who's going to be winning this match. Kristen versus Kim, no holds barred. Sounds pretty good to me. So I'm thrilled for this. All right. Let's do it. Let's see it. Our first match of the night. And it's going to be the thing that we talk about probably the most during this match, is how much of a main event this match could be. When it comes to the women's division, previously, I feel like Kristen obviously was the top. She held the title for so long, had so many strong defenses of that title. Then strong number 2 case could have been made for Dear Martha. She certainly always seemed to be in the picture. She had a victory over Kristen for a long time. And number 3 would be Kim Johnson, who held lots of victories over Martha, won lots of tournaments, but never quite held the gold. Never managed to beat Kristen. This could be the first night for that. We're going to find out. And right now, the points honestly reflect it. We've got nearly a 50-50 split of points. And again, I don't blame you. Both these competitors very strong. By the numbers, Kristen should win this. She has beaten Kim on a number of occasions. Kim has never beaten Kristen in a match. But, again, there's a reason that these two clash. And it's because Kim successfully beats just about everybody else. Now, of course, when we talk about it, we do have to talk a little bit about Jocelyn. She is the current women's champion. Whoever wins this tournament will likely be facing Jocelyn for that title match in 2 weeks. Good time to point out, we are going to be doing another free per-view in 2 weeks. And I got plans for it. Everybody, I got lots of plans. Lots of what we're going to be seeing in 2 weeks is going to be set up either here tonight, or at least we'll have a clearer picture to be set up next week.
This woman is the real deal.
And from Mississippi, the Queen, Johnson.
And now, of course, Kim Johnson, wife of the Frog Pants champion himself, looking to see if she can earn some gold. That would certainly make for a power couple within frog wrestling. Him looking to make a strong mark here, and we could certainly find ourselves in an interesting position. If Kim wins this match and Carter wins the match later tonight, we could be looking at a mother-daughter match in the finals, the winner of which would go on to face Jocelyn.
There's a lot on the line in this.
And Kristen immediately goes aggressive. Kim, scouting the maneuver, stops it and turns the tides. Again, these two have a history together. Expect to see a lot of counters, a lot of plans, a lot of ability to shift the momentum in their favor, and we're already seeing that. Kim dodging Kristen's initial assault. Kristen managing to escape a submission move. They have clashed multiple times, and there you go. You see it again. Another great reversal from Kim. She might have Kristen scouted on this. Right now, Kim in absolute complete control of this match. Kristen having a hard time finding purchase, but she is back on her feet quickly and throwing punches. I see Ben in the channel. Ben, hello, welcome. This is the first match of the night. Absolutely. Everybody say hi to Ben. He's not wrestling tonight, but, or at least not anticipated to. But he will certainly be watching the matches closely, as whoever wins tonight's main event will be challenging him in 2 weeks. Kristen with a good fight back. Another reversal from Kim, though. And Kim right now is on fire, but a good reversal from Kristen and a body check. And maybe Kristen needed that to build momentum. She's circling Kim, taunting her, though. We've seen just a lot of confidence in Kim right now. Kristen answering it in kind. And look at this maneuver from Kristen. An absolutely brutal hold, going for a pin. That could do it. A kick out at 2. And that is why you don't count Kristen out. She very quickly, Kim got to her feet a little quicker than Kristen was anticipating. And that might be it right there. Gets a long 2 count. And going to get her in another submission maneuver. Kristen is in a lot of trouble here. Manages to get a reversal, but Kristen is hurting. This has been an impressive display from Kim. So many reversals. Kristen continuing to fight back with every bit of stamina she has left, but just cannot get past these reversals. Another pin attempt, and that will do it. An early dominant victory for Kim Johnson.
Now let's take another look at these wonderful women in action.
And an absolute upset. Kim finally managing to do what she has yet to be able to do, which is get a victory over Kristen. She has changed that right now. And the points definitely swayed in Kristen's favor. A lot of people losing points on this one. A lot of people saying she must have jorts under that outfit. Maybe. Man, that was decisive. That was a crazy victory from Kim. A extremely strong showing. Absolutely shocking. And a big upset for Kristen. Like, not to take anything away from Kim. Kim, certainly a strong competitor. There's a reason we say that, she's been consistently in the number 2 or number 3 slot in the women's division. But I don't think I've ever seen anybody dominate Kristen in a match quite like that. That has not happened. That is new. So we are going to have to see what happens. Getting the next poll set up here. Next, we are going to be going to our triple threat match of the night. I think it's going to be a fantastic match, a little skirmish between some real powerhouses in frog wrestling. We are going to see Garrett Weinzierl go up against Tom Merritt and Patrick Beja. All of these combatants have a history together. All of them very skilled. And we are going to have to see who comes out on top. Let's get the poll started. Oh man, only wait a minute. Hold on. I didn't give enough time. I didn't give enough time. I'm ending submissions early. Nobody managed to get a submission in there earlier. Hold on. I'm going to delete and return points just in case anybody did. That wasn't enough time. That wasn't enough time for a prediction. What are we doing? What are we even doing here? Let's try that again. Man, it's going to make me put everybody back in. I don't know why it reset to 30 seconds, guys. Who can make a decision like that in 30 seconds? What is this? 5-minute time period. Who will win? There we go. That's what we're looking for. All right. Prediction is up. Proper amount of time now. We're going to go ahead and get this underway. We're going to have Tom Merritt, Garrett Weinzierl, Patrick Beja in a triple threat match. The leader of the mod syndicate. Again, he doesn't come out for much. Tom picks his moments. Is there a reason why he's in this match? We did see Tom get involved right before he scouted and recruited Ben. Is Mod Syndicate recruiting again? We're gonna have to find out. Yeah, as pointed out by the chat, both Garrett and Patrick have very high win-loss ratios. Garrett frequently finding himself in the title scene. Has not managed to defeat Scott Johnson, but certainly familiar with winning big matches. Last week was unable to defeat Patrick and Randy, along with the help of Kyle, in a quest for the TMS tag titles. However, Patrick has only one singles match loss, and it's to Garrett. So we have the potential for payback from Garrett. We have a potential for payback for Patrick, or we have a potential for an upset if Tom gets a victory. And of course, the great question, it makes sense why Patrick and Garrett are fighting. Why is Tom involved? Certainly something to be considering, certainly something to wonder about. We're going to have to see what Tom thinks of this.
The best shape of his career, and he will need that with the competition level this high.
Another thing to consider, tonight's main event is the Elimination Chamber match. Anybody interested in pursuing the Dragon Beef Championship up to 6 is allowed to participate in that match. Are any of these people going to be participating, or is this the match?
One of the best superstars around.
And there he is, the leader of the Mod Syndicate.
Representing the Syndicate from Illinois, weighing in at 200.
Pretty safe to say that the Mod Syndicate is not going to be participating in the Elimination Chamber, as they would have to be going up against Ben for that title shot. Although if you want to get conspiratorial about it, and who doesn't like a good conspiracy? If someone from the Mod Syndicate did take one of those 6 slots and won, the title would guaranteed stay within Mod Syndicate, or they could even forfeit the chance to have a match with Ben and let Mod Syndicate members keep the title.
And from Paris, France, weighing in at 235 pounds, one half of the internet.
As chat says, Mod Syndicate has no problem taking from their own. We'll see. I honestly, if Patrick entered the Elimination Chamber match, he would be a favorite on my card for it. He's certainly strong enough for it. I don't know if he would be a favorite if he's already fought a match tonight, but he would certainly be a tough opponent. And with that, the match is underway. Garrett quickly going after Tom. Patrick in. Looked like he was going to go after Garrett. Happy enough to go after Tom Merritt. And Garrett picking a great moment to interfere. And right now, if you thought there might be any cooperation, we're not going to be seeing any of that here today. Oh, slap from Tom. A disrespectful slap to stop Garrett, who was charging in on him. And you got to keep your head on a swivel in a match like this because, as you can see, Patrick just standing in the background, watching, waiting, manages to get a kick, and now Garrett doing the exact same thing. A lot of the early moments of a triple threat are just trading blows like this. And you catch a breather, which Patrick very good at watching and waiting and picking his moment to strike, which is exactly what he's doing as he is now beginning to dismantle Tom Merritt. Ace to technical himself. Garrett tries to head Tom off, but Tom stops him, gets a submission hold on. I do believe victory has to be achieved in the ring, however. Although there is no disqualification, as you can tell by that chair. Patrick now using a chair on Tom. Tom dodges a second chair shot. And right now, a lot of teamwork. Garrett drops Tom right on the chair, but Tom quickly to his feet and taunting. And Garrett ignores the taunt, goes after Patrick, really showing that bad blood between the two, especially after last week, missing that title opportunity. There's a lot of questions as to what's going to happen with the future of grinding gear. Now that Kyle and Garrett have failed twice to defeat the French Confection. Garrett in the ring, manages a big throw on Patrick. Off the ropes, going for a pin. Tom recovering. Only gets a 1 count, though. And now Garrett delivers the A move to Tom, but he was not ready for Patrick, and now Patrick has him in a submission hold. Tom Merritt down from the A move, and Garrett fading fast. He's fighting back, though. Manages to turn it into a pin, and Tom has recovered and breaks up the pin. A great combination from these three. Garrett having a hard time recovering from that move, leaves an opening for Patrick. And now Patrick going to take advantage of Garrett's hard work. Garrett kicks out at 1, not going to allow for it. But Patrick right now keeping both Tom and Garrett on the defensive, and Patrick right now running over both of them. Good reversal from Garrett. He manages to take back control off the ropes, nails his kick, but Tom is back in the ring. Tom comes out ahead. Patrick outside of the ring to try and recover. Same with Garrett. Patrick didn't seem ready. Tom caught him. Another cover. Tom gets a 1 count. Garrett kicks out. Patrick was on the way to break up the tag, or the pin anyway. And Garrett watching, waiting, decides Tom's taking too long to deal out damage, wants to get his hits in, manages to knock down Tom, goes after Patrick, but Patrick is ready for him. And we just have a series of blows being traded. Tom Merritt coming out on top ultimately, and a knee drop right to Patrick's face. Garrett on the outside while Tom is systematically taking apart Patrick. Ducks, and Garrett misses a kick. Garrett's still on the offensive here. Tom is down. Patrick is back up. Absolute chaos. Patrick has Garrett up, and a huge power bomb. That could be it, but Tom is back in the ring and makes the save. Pele kick to Patrick's face there, and now focusing on that knee over and over again. Lots of damage being dealt. Garrett goes outside of the ring, and it looks like he's getting a chair. Garrett says, I want this match to end, and I want me to be a victor, and I'm not afraid to use a chair to do it. And he decides to focus on Patrick. Tom eyeballing, and Garrett's gonna let him do it. Nope, Garrett changes his mind. For a moment, I thought there was gonna be cooperation. I actually wondered if Garrett was gonna go after joining the Mod Syndicate and let Tom deliver that blow, but Garrett says no and went after him. Patrick sizing up Garrett. 2 chairs in the ring. Tom Merritt in the ring. Here it is. A pinfall. Tom breaks it up, makes the save, but Patrick says, I got one for you too. And Patrick running. Nope. A reversal. Tom in control now. Garrett back to his feet. Garrett tries to take Patrick down, misses. Patrick turns around, and right now everybody is trying to stop Patrick. Patrick is outside of the ring. Garrett in control in the ring. Patrick going for another chair. We got a 3-chair situation right now. Huge clothesline from Garrett to Tom. Patrick picking his moment with that chair. And Garrett steals the banhammer. Garrett deciding to use Tom Merritt's own banhammer maneuver on himself. That's how you mod the Mod Syndicate. And Tom is out from his own move, and there's the A move on Patrick. Garrett goes for the pin and gets a 2 count. Patrick managed to kick out. What a combination as Garrett delivers Tom's finisher to him, his finisher to Patrick, but not enough to seal the deal. And Patrick fighting back. And now it is between Patrick and Tom. Garrett getting taken out. A reversal from Patrick. He escapes. Tom set up in the ropes. And Patrick going for a chair. A vicious chair shot to Tom. A second one. A third one. He goes for a 4th. Tom manages to dodge, but Garrett in for a save of sorts. Tom thanks him by taking out his knee. And Patrick locks in a submission move. Garrett blocks it from any tap out potential. Another, oh, not a reversal, a neck breaker from Tom, and Garrett's waiting with the A move. He picks his moment, a second A move, and only gets a 2. Garrett cannot believe it. He has delivered the A move to Patrick. He has delivered the A move to Tom. Both have kicked out of it at 2, and Garrett needs to figure out what to do. He goes after Patrick and misses. A belly flop to the floor. Garrett's still fighting, though. Still trying to find a way to win this. And this match, when I said it could be the dark horse of the night, I think I meant it. And here is a level of unity. Tom and Garrett working together. Having a struggle afterwards, though. A very brief partnership already run its course. And Garrett and Patrick fighting in the ring, staying focused on dealing damage to each other. And another bit of cooperation between Garrett and Tom. It doesn't last long, but you can definitely tell that the bad blood between Garrett and Patrick is real. Garrett more often than not willing to work with Tom than the other way around. Although now he is focusing on Tom. Tom with a good reversal. Garrett with a reversal of his own, though. And he throws him into the ring. And Garrett taunting Tom. But Patrick's there with a kendo stick. 3 whacks of the kendo stick, 4. And Patrick isn't done. Tom bringing a chair to the fight, though. And Garrett stops Tom from using the chair. Another series of blows. Tom, the only one on his feet. Patrick up quick, though, fighting back. You know, Patrick trying to get control, trying to find an opening, trying to find a chance to put Tom down. Garrett, though, on the outside, getting up, rallying, and there's a chair shot to Tom's legs. Yeah, it's a lot harder to be ace to technical if you got no legs. Huge power bomb from Patrick. Gets a 2, gets the 3 before Garrett can interrupt. And Patrick pulls out a victory. Another huge victory for Patrick. A little redemption. Again, Garrett took a little too long getting in the ring to try and make the save. Hard to say if he saw the powerbomb happen or what happened there, but it really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, Patrick pulled it off. What a match. That was a great match, everybody. No doubt about it. Oh, man. I loved that. That was good. You want to talk about 3 strong competitors right there. There it is. Absolutely a great match. That does mean we are going to our final match of the second round of matches for the women's random match type tournament. And for those who are wondering who that's going to be, that is going to be Hope Akmenos versus Carter Johnson. Let's go ahead and get the poll going. I'll tell you the match type as soon as I can see it. Just got to make sure we're all set up here. All right. The random match type is that it is a regular standard rules match. No special stipulations on this one. We have Orifi Hope Akmenos versus Carter Johnson. Standard match. We're going to go to this right now. Just get right into it. And so far, it's been a good night for the Johnson family. They've only had one opportunity, but let's be clear on what it is. It's been a good night. So coming to the ring first, we have Hope Akmenos. She has certainly been a threat. She comes to the ring in a tank. And I believe she won against, was it Gwen? Boy, I should have had that note in front of me. But a very strong showing in her first round match. But she does have to go up against Carter Johnson. Like I said, Johnson family doing well tonight. Scott not scheduled to wrestle, so we will have to see what happens. But you know, random stipulations in this tournament. We don't know what the stipulation will be till the match begins, but we do know on this one, it's going to be a standard match. I don't know who that necessarily favors. Neither of these competitors have a ton of experience in specialty match types, so most of them are in standard matches anyway.
And from Salt Lake City, Utah, Carter Johnson.
Take a look at the talent in competition here. You can see exactly why the WWE Universe is so amped up for this one.
Carter has certainly been a strong competitor. She now has a chance to ascend to a whole different level if she wins this match. Of course, if she wins this match, that means that next week the finals will be Kim versus Carter. We don't know what type of match it will be.
Tournament action underway.
Match is underway. Hope coming out strong, going aggressive right out of the gate with a good kick.
Contenders from the pretenders.
Looking for more damage here.
And a big throw. Hope showing that warrior strength, warrior level strength. Just picking Carter up and throwing her. Carter, the larger of the competitors, does have a size and reach advantage. Hope, probably with a strength advantage, got a dang mechanical arm. Early pin attempt.
What a kick. And up the turnbuckles we go. She's calling for it.
And Hope perched, waiting to strike, and changes her mind. Unsure what caused her to change her mind on that attack, but waited for Carter to stand and then just dropped off the top. Maybe deciding that the risk wasn't worth the potential reward, but right now, Hope is in absolute control of this match. And much like we saw Kim do in the first round, we got another call. Hope watching once again. This time she goes for it. Looks like that is what she was looking to do. But Carter with a roll-up. Hope comes in, and Carter catches her with a roll-up, tries to steal a victory there. Gets a 1 count from it, but we do need to see a bit stronger offense from Carter. Hope ties her up. Got a submission maneuver. Carter trying to fight out. We're going to see if she taps from this. Submission is a viable way to win in this type of match. And Carter with a strong reversal gets back to her feet and a huge kick. And Hope gets out of the ring. Doesn't want to be any part of a recovering offense. For Carter, Carter misses with a kick. A high-risk maneuver, which is maybe exactly what Carter needed at this point. Unfortunately, Carter not fully recovered from the beating that Hope has put down, missed the high-risk maneuver, and paid for it. Carter is managing a little bit of an offense, but that absolutely is showing how damaged and fatigued she has been from Hope's onslaught early on. And it is going to be hard to recover from, maybe impossible, as Hope goes for a pin and gets it. A dominant victory from Hope, as we see yet another dominant victory in this women's tournament.
Here is your winner, the Queen.
And that means we are going to see Kim Johnson versus Hope Akmenos in the final. We now know what we're going to be seeing next week, a random match type between Kim Johnson and Hope Akmenos. People not happy. Carter is absolutely a fan favorite around these parts. Unfortunately, didn't work out for her this time. You know, it's not the way it always goes. That's the way it is. But up next, we got a big one. Once again, if you watched the Pond News update that came out on Monday, you saw Beau's open challenge. Now, last week, we had a backstage brawl. It was unclear who started that brawl. What we have learned after the fact is that it was a brawl that just built from just a verbal altercation between Brian Dunaway and Beau Schwartz backstage that led to a full-on fight. Brian Dunaway came out ahead in that particular skirmish, but Beau claims he wasn't ready for him. He says he is absolutely ready for him now and has challenged Brian Dunaway to a submission match. That means that the only way to win is to get your opponent to tap out, pass out, or say I quit. I would say that this is a match type that absolutely favors Beau. Beau, well known, his finishing maneuver is a submission submission maneuver. The Tain't No Thing, and absolutely stands a good chance. But Brian Dunaway has been on a killer winning streak lately, nigh as unbeatable as Scott almost. So let's start the predictions. Get them in there. Let me know what you think as these two are about to go to war. Beau has been on a losing streak. Brian has been on a winning streak. But this match type certainly favors Beau. That has to be why he picked this as his match type. And nothing is going to make him feel better than getting Brian Dunaway to say I quit. Get him to tap out. And right now, points absolutely showing favoritism for Beau. Understandable.
The following contest is a submission match. Making his way to the ring from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, weighing in at 260.
Beau said in that interview that Brian Dunaway was going to need to bring lots of those cloth wipes that you use to clean screens. I don't know if Beau realizes that he is the only fighter that wears a VR headset into combat. But he certainly threatened Brian Dunaway's screens. I mean, I don't want anybody messing with my screen, so a credible threat, I guess.
He said he'll steal the show here tonight, and he looks more than ready to deliver on that promise.
And right now, Beau with huge odds in his favor. Lots of people behind him, but certainly people still supporting Brian Dunaway.
Yeah, now we're talking.
And here comes Brian Dunaway, one of the two members of Core.
30 pounds. Brian Dunaway.
Highly anticipated
Later tonight, we have an Elimination Chamber match.
to get their hands on each other.
Brian Dunaway has been successful at winning every single Elimination Chamber match.
Drive in his eyes, ready to prove he
Now, he could potentially be in that match. It is open to anybody. But I would be surprised if he wanted to go from a brutal match here to that Elimination Chamber match.
It's a submission match. That means the only way to win the match is to make your opponent submit.
And Beau immediately goes for a belly-to-belly suplex and starts throwing punches. A lot of bad blood between these two has basically always been the way, whether it was the early days when Beau was in core, having a rivalry with Team Film Sack, or when Brian Dunaway helped oust Beau. And if you remember, it was actually an Elimination Chamber match that secured Beau's defeat. And a strong series of punches. And man, Beau just going to town, delivering punch after punch. I think Brian Dunaway is bleeding, and Dunaway was not ready for the brutality Beau is showing. He slams that headset into the back of his head, and while this is a submission match, nothing's going to make your opponent want to quit more than getting the crap kicked out of him, so this is a viable strategy. Dunaway now building a little momentum finally.
Basement drop kick. Oh, he's got him in deep, deep trouble here.
And Dunaway off the top. And finally delivering a little offense of his own. High risk, but Beau manages to escape. A strong effort from Dunaway, but Beau standing right where he couldn't reach. Dunaway definitely high risk, high reward. Certainly been leaning on the reward aspect of that as of late. Beau using those VR goggles to anticipate his opponent's maneuvers. He lives in the virtual space, the world between worlds. And right now, Dunaway making him feel it. Beau with a good reversal, though. Now Beau getting back in control, delivering a series of kicks to Dunaway's leg. Gets him up and drops him down. Another big punch. And there is a sleeper hold. This could potentially win the match. If you knock your opponent out, it is just as good as getting them to submit. But Dunaway with a reversal, dropping Beau on that headset. But that could be seen as the first legitimate attempt at a win condition for this match for Beau. And I don't know how many submission moves Brian Dunaway has in his arsenal. Hopefully he has something planned for this. Otherwise, he would have been a fool to take the match. And a belly-to-belly. And there's a reversal. Dunaway back to his feet. Not one to say, I quit. And certainly going to be a key thing here, where that is literally how you're going to lose the match. One of these two men are going to give up, whether that is their body giving up or them giving up. It is going to happen. And thought he was going for a taint no thing, goes for a choke slam on the outside instead. Victory can occur anywhere, as long as it is via a submission maneuver. And Beau enjoying this moment. Dunaway has been taking advantage. And another big choke slam. Dunaway down on the ground. And Beau absolutely dominating at this point. Throws him into the barricade. Knocks him back down. And Beau, he's got to be reveling in this. He has been taking a beating from Core, from the Mod Syndicate, from Brian Dunaway. People have been going after him a lot lately. And now Beau is absolutely in control of this match. Throws Dunaway into the steps. And Dunaway is absolutely hurting. Beau. Oh, but a brutal, I think Beau's head went against the steps there. Maybe cracked his head a little bit. Dunaway finding an opening through that and repeated slams into the barricade. Dunaway gonna focus on the leg. Yeah, look at that. Focusing on the leg. Maybe he's gonna go for some sort of leg submission. Definitely seems to be targeting Beau's legs, though. Maybe he sees that as a path to victory. Dunaway taunting Beau, daring him to get up. Beau says, happy to oblige. And another series of vicious strikes. Beau gets him up, spins him, and slams him right back down. And throwing Dunaway back in the ring. Beau sizes him up. Looks like he's getting ready. Goes for something. It looks like he might have been going for Tain't No Thing, but Dunaway ready for him. Takes the legs out from under him, and Beau smartly gets out of there, anticipating an aerial maneuver. I think Beau was actually going to go for the Tain't No Thing there, and Dunaway apparently anticipated it. Big head slam into the side. Beau lifts him up. Now, Dunaway might have saved himself, but Beau is still in control. And I don't know what he's going for, but Dunaway reverses it, and Beau falls back into the ring. Dunaway back in, but he can't recover fast enough. Beau's still very much in control of this match. But a good reversal. Dunaway off the ropes. And now Dunaway focusing on the arm. Once again, a smart move focusing on those limbs. Dunaway isn't known to be a submission wrestler, so weaken the joints so that when you do apply something, Dunaway sizing him up. It looks like he's going to go for the Frogger Splash. There it is, Frogger Splash. This would normally be where he goes for a victory, but you can only win via submission here. And there it is. Submission hold on Beau, wanting to make him quit. Will Beau tap? And Beau with a reversal. And anybody wondering if Dunaway was going to do a submission move, we just saw one. Beau has to be careful. Massive axe handle slam from the top. Dunaway fighting back. Beau picks him up. Drops him. Hardest part of the ring right there. Brian Dunaway just felt it. But Beau needs to get serious. He was at death's door there a moment ago. He's got to know to escape it. Slams him back down. And here it is. He wipes the taint. Tain't No Thing, middle of the ring. And Brian Dunaway taps immediately. Beau gets a victory off the Tain't No Thing. And what an absolute brutal beatdown. Brian Dunaway bleeding on the mat. Some absolute validation for Beau Schwartz, who has had the hardest time defeating his opponent.
And then some. You can tell this guy was fired up from the moment the bell rang. He definitely had the motivational advantage in this match.
What an absolute victory And Brian Dunaway, that is a loss I don't think he's going to recover from right away. What an absolutely brutal beatdown Beau just delivered. That wasn't just a victory. It wasn't just a submission. Beau absolutely vicious in that fight. Definitely has the pent-up frustrations that you would expect given their history. That is going to bring us to our main event tonight, everybody. The 6-man Elimination Chamber match. Now, I got to get this set up. It's going to take me just a minute here. And given how long Elimination Chamber matches go, or tend to go, I'm going to do two things for the prediction, because obviously I know who the competitors are. But we are only going to take predictions for 2 minutes. And I will start it once everybody starts coming. Actually, you know what? 5 minutes is fine, because no. We're going to do 2 minutes. I will start it when the match starts. Once we know everybody that's coming down, that's when I'll start predictions. So let me get it set up here. One moment. Figuring out what we do. I don't want to reveal my hand here. I want you all to be, pleasantly surprised who's going to be in the Elimination Chamber. Obviously, we know John's in it. He already said he was going to be participating. He is absolutely the known quantity here. So John going to be in that Elimination Chamber match. Other than that, it really is up to whoever else wants to participate in that match. Again, anybody that is looking to pursue the Dragon Beef Championship, welcome to join. We're going to have to see who all that may be. So I don't know, while I'm setting this up, maybe you all want to make predictions on who is going to be in the match. Go ahead and put your guesses in the chat. We'll see. We'll see who all is going to be here. John Cena. Maybe. John Cena wants to enter. He can enter. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Getting the match started here. Oh man, you guys are not good at guessing. You know what? I am going to go ahead and set this at 5 minutes. We'll start when the final entrant is coming to the ring. That way you will have known who everybody is. For those who don't know how the Elimination Chamber works, 2 people are going to start in the ring. 4 people are going to start in cages. And every, I believe, 2 minutes, someone new comes in, and right out of the gate, we have Tanner Goodman. Now, there was a lot of, we were speculating literally tonight if anybody from the Mod Syndicate would enter, because whoever wins is going to have to go up against Ben. So Tanner entering this is declaring that he is coming for Ben's championship. Now the pods will be filled first. So what we know here is that Tanner is going to be in one of the pods. Now the pods open in a random order. We don't know when. But he will not be one of the first 2 in the ring. The next 3 who come down will not be one of the first 2 in the ring. And here comes Mark Spagnuolo. Speaking of Beau Schwartz, Mark recently had a devastating victory over Beau. He did lose to Brian Dunaway, also in our last match. Now Mark looking to make a name for himself here. If he became Dragon Beef champion, he would certainly make a name for himself with a Dragon Beef title match.
or when he's competing, this guy just wants to fight, and he's about to get one.
And again, as far as predictions go, any of these first four stand a better chance of winning than the final two that come out.
Here we go, guys.
And right there, we have Scott Johnson entering the match. This was open to anybody. Anybody who wanted to participate was welcome to come down. And apparently Scott is going to try to secure both belts. This has real Thanos, I'll do it myself energy. I'm going to be honest with you. The issues between Core and Mod Syndicate well documented. And now Scott looking to get the Dragon Beef Championship? Is that really what he's going for? All right, well, this one is certainly not surprising. Kyle Ferguson coming to the ring. Kyle absolutely has a history with the Dragon Beef Championship. Won it from Ben, only to lose it in the match after to Cody Rhodes, and was unable to reclaim it since. Kyle has definitely been on a quest for this title, and after last week losing his opportunity to get the TMS tag title, absolutely he's going to be looking to get that belt back.
Weighing in at 270 pounds, Dungeon Master Kyle Ferguson.
There's more heavy metal enveloping this ring than there is in my MP3 player. And guys, that's a lot.
Now, again, these four, statistically, based on pure numbers, one of these four are going to be your winners. At least have a higher likelihood of it. I'm going to go ahead and start the prediction. We got 5 minutes. You can see who the other two are. You already know who one of them is, so that's not going to be a surprise. So we're going to see who the other two competitors are. Now, these will be our starting two. These will be the two that start in the ring. If one of them wins, they will have had to fight the entire match. And here is the one person we did know was going to be participating. John absolutely feels like he should be the Dragon Beef champion. He successfully knocked out Cody Rhodes, which Ben took advantage of and got the pin from. John then challenged Ben, but Ben refused to put the title on the line, and John beat Ben in that match as well. So John definitely feels that he has some rights to that title. John absolutely wants to win this match, but he is going to have to run the gauntlet to do so. This should have been your Halloween costume. Guys, I was an M&M because I'm the shape of an M&M. Let me go to the gym a little bit, and then maybe I'll wear this as my costume for Halloween. Yeah, there you go. Fitness goals. Make this my costume for next year. Man, if I looked like this, I would be shirtless a lot. I would be insufferable. And here is your final entrant, Brian Ibbett. Brian Ibbett certainly looking to mark his place. He has been a member of many a team.
And from Denver, Colorado, weighing in at 230 pounds, Marvelous Brian.
Now he is looking to find his place post-team. And I gotta say, Scott, a few weeks ago, after he kicked everybody out of Core, he did say Core is recruiting. He might be looking for new members. This match may be as much about Scott finding a way to fill the Core roster as it is for the Dragon Beef Championship. It could be. That's me getting conspiratorial. As I said, we're going to start with John and Brian Ibbett. John immediately off the ropes, catches Brian Ibbett, goes for a pin. John wanting to secure this quickly, knows he has to fight a lot of opponents tonight, and goes for a quick victory. A series of slams to the shoulder, and then some choice gestures for Brian Ibbett. John absolutely trying to knock Brian Ibbett down early, because he knows in about 2 minutes one of those pods are going to open, and his chances of focusing down an opponent slim. Two bald guys. Yes, this was almost the name of the match, but then we got some people who had hair, and I couldn't call it that anymore. And there's a roll-up. That wasn't 2 minutes. that was quicker than 2 minutes, right? Oh, whatever. Just let it happen. And let's see what's going to open, although Ibbett going for a pin. And Scott Johnson is our first entrant into the match. And you want to talk about bad blood between two wrestlers, let's talk about Scott and John. Scott recently ousted John from Core, and these two have a history, although right now Brian Ibbett also has a history with Scott. Threw Scott out of the ring, and John has continued to try to focus Brian down, but it'll only last so long, and Scott makes his presence known the second he gets in. John looking to capitalize. Brian Ibbett taking a lot of damage. But Scott now making his presence known and just chucks John over the ropes, but he forgot about Brian Ibbett, who sneaks in behind. And yeah, the 2 minutes ain't really 2 minutes around these parts, but that's fine. It's going to turn into a skirmish real quick. Kyle Ferguson coming to the ring. We now have a 2-on-2 match, and the chaos is just going to build as John and Scott try to settle their differences, and Brian goes after Kyle, and John delivering a series of kicks. Knocks Scott down. Brian Ibbett in control of Kyle in the corner. John definitely going after the champion at this point, trying to see what he can do. And John calling for the Final Fantasy on Scott, looking to end it early. Scott up. John nails it. He falls down. Will he get a pinfall? Didn't get a pin immediately, gets a 2 count, and Scott kicks out, and John is not happy. He absolutely wants Scott out of this match right away. But Tanner now coming in, and the bad blood between Core And the Mod Syndicate well documented. Although Tanner, right now, letting Scott and John work out their differences. But if John had gotten that pinfall on Scott, that would have been the first time Scott's been pinned in a long time. John trying to decide who he's going to fight. Doesn't have a whole lot of opponents at the moment. Eyeballing Brian Ibbott, decides to just get in there. Tanner getting a little bit of a reprieve. John working on a project. Maybe took a little too long. Brian Ibbott manages an escape. And John's going to take a nap in the corner. Tanner's nap just ended as Brian Ibbott starts hitting him. Big slam from Brian Ibbott. There's a pin attempt on Tanner. Tanner manages to kick out. Mark now in the match. And that means everybody is in the match. We have a 3-on-3, no eliminations. We go until there is only one person left. And we are at absolute chaos right now. Tanner directing traffic as Mark works on Brian Ibbott. Scott absolutely has to have a target painted on him, as nobody wants to deal with the champ, but he also has to be a heavy favorite in this match. John goes for a submission hold on Brian Ibbott. Will he tap? Will he tap out? Submission hold, all the pressure on the arms and shoulders of Brian Ibbott. He's hanging in there, but he still is not tapped. Here comes a reversal and manages to escape. Meanwhile, Tanner and Scott fighting on the outside. Mark and Kyle also out there. Brian Ibbott fighting back against John. Another big slam. John going for a pin on Brian Ibbott. Ibbott kicks out at 1. John continues his project of picking a target. He's really been focused on eliminating Brian Ibbott, who started the match with him. It's not a bad strategy. He knows Brian Ibbott has been participating in this match longer. There's a pin attempt. Gets a 2 count. I didn't even see what took Tanner down, but the pin attempt was from Scott. John sent to the outside. Ibbott sent to the outside. Now we have Mark fighting Kyle. We have Scott fighting Tanner. That Mod Syndicate core rivalry coming into play right now. John and Ibbott both at almost the same time getting back into the fight. And John and Kyle working well together. Another pin attempt, this one on Brian Ibbott, a 2 count from Tanner. And John, series of kicks to Mark, knocks him down. Scott quickly gets in there. Kyle thrown to the outside, Tanner down on the ground, Mark barely hanging in there. Scott and John continuing this rivalry in the ring here. But Kyle gets back in, distracts Scott just enough to give John a bit of a stay of execution. And we got a double choke slam attempt as we saw Scott and Tanner working together, but John stopped it. And I saw the Final Fantasy kick to Brian, but at the same time, Tanner's going for a pin. And we have a pin. Brian Ibbott was pinned. The Final Fantasy kick delivered by John, although I don't know if John was the one pinning him. It's hard to say. Scott's bleeding. Absolute chaos just happened. Scott's bleeding. Brian's been eliminated. I don't even know what's going on at this point. Scott gets sent to the outside. John taking a moment, going after Tanner now. He throws Tanner into the pod there. And John's focus down of Brian Ibbott actually worked out. Again, I didn't see the pin, but I do think you have to give the damage, at least, to John. I did see the kick before it focused in on the other pinfall. Oh, and a huge boot from Mark. John was focused on Tanner, and Mark caught him off guard. A lumberjack kick to the head. And Mark just sends John out of the ring. Might actually be doing him a favor, going for a submission on Scott at the moment. Smitty, thank you so much for the sub. Appreciate you. John picked up by Kyle and ejected out of the ring again. If this was a Royal Rumble, John would have been eliminated 5 times this match. Mark has Scott up. And another huge slam. And I don't know what happened that busted Scott open, but it's not surprising. People have been focusing on him. There's that massive lumberjack kick again. And there's the 3 count. Scott Johnson eliminated by Mark Spagnuolo. A shocking elimination. Scott can't believe it. Mark absolutely spending too much time showboating. And John now focusing on Mark. Meanwhile, Tanner and Kyle fighting on the outside. And Mark is ready. Mark absolutely showing up for this match. And now Mark and Tanner working together, a series of slaps here. Kyle comes in for a potential save, but Mark's still focusing on John. John has been in the match the longest at this point, certainly feeling it. Mark has been in the least amount of time, and I think that's reflecting as well, at least to some degree. John thrown back in the ring. Right now we have 4 people. That makes for a very even matchup at the moment. Lets them focus. John with a good reversal though, saving himself. He gets Mark down. Here's that series of kicks. And John trying to use this to build a little momentum. He knocks Mark down. And John calling for the Final Fantasy again. And there it is. He lands it. John down 2 after the beating he sustained from Mark. Not a surprise. Does manage to go for a pin. And gets it. The Final Fantasy putting another competitor down. And Kyle is quick to get in. Kyle absolutely taking advantage. Gets a 2 count. John back up to his feet. And there's a submission hold on Tanner. Will Tanner submit? Tanner fighting back. John watching, getting an opportunity to recover here while Tanner fights. He's trying to hold on. Tanner with a reversal. John ready. Hits Kyle from behind. John sizing up Kyle. Tanner tries to stop him. John paying him back. Tanner goes down. John going for a pin. Kyle breaks it up. Kyle not going to let it happen. And this is where it gets interesting because it would have absolutely been to Kyle's benefit to let that pin happen, at least potentially. And Kyle decides no. They're now fighting on the outside here. It's a triple threat. John interferes and Kyle makes him pay, slaps him right in the face. Now John, once again, getting in everybody's business here, trying to turn it into something, gets it into a submission move. He has Tanner down. Will Tanner tap? Kyle's gonna let this happen, and Tanner taps out. We are down to Kyle and John. And Kyle ready, goes for a pin, gets a 2 count.
He just won't give up.
Things have gotten real brutal here. Kyle in control. John still trying to recover. Kyle in a good position to win it. He's sizing John up, getting ready. John knocks him down, though. John making him taste the series of kicks that he has delivered. And is he going to go for it again? John has been following this up with the Final Fantasy all night. He goes for it again and nails it. Kyle kicks out at 2, kicking out of the Final Fantasy. The move that's put away multiple competitors, and a little disrespect from John. John off the top, lands it. Kyle hanging in there, trying to fight back. John is hanging in. He's still got some fire. Kyle's still got some fire. John daring Kyle to stand up. Kyle out on his feet. John goes out to meet him. Looked like he was waiting for Kyle to get in. Kyle took too long. John says, all right, I'll go get you. Series of kicks to the back. John off the ropes. Misses with the knee. Kyle's back on his feet. Here is his opportunity. And Kyle gonna take full advantage. Plants John with a DDT. Goes for the pin. This could do it. No, John kicking out at 2.
So close.
Absolutely at the edge. Both have given everything to get to this point. Both have a long-standing history with the Dragon Beef title. And even for winning this match, they still have to go on to beat Ben. Kyle delivering a brutal series of punches to the outside. John trying to recover. Kyle picks him up, throwing him back in the ring, and Kyle is just throwing John around like a rag doll tonight. John with a reversal. Series of chops. He's fighting back. Off the ropes. Catches him. Going for a pin. A 2 count, and Kyle kicks out again. John's watching. He sees a moment. And there it is again. A second Final Fantasy. Is this his moment? It is! John pulls out a victory, and he has run the full gamut of the Elimination Chamber. And John's quest for the Dragon Beef Championship continues. I am happy. For those of you who are like, the real John's happy, I am happy, yeah. Of course I am. Although I will say, I was not planning for John to win. This does change plans in a big way. He didn't get a ninja buff. There was no ninja buff. Why? It bums me out that you all think I cheated every time I win. I lose so often, you guys. Oh my goodness, guys. That was a fantastic match. I'm sweating. I'm sweating from that match. Not virtual me. That was a crazy good match across the board. I genuinely thought Scott was going to win that, and I didn't know what I was going to do if he did. So I'm thrilled about how that went. Absolutely a great evening of wrestling here, everybody. We saw phenomenal matches tonight. No titles on the line, didn't matter. matches tonight were stellar, and you all were stellar. Thank you all for being here. That is going to be Frog Wrestling for this week. That does take us to the end. Make sure you check out the Pond News Update. Comes out on Monday on the YouTube channel Craftless Rogue, where we're going to cover everything that happened here and everything you can expect next week. But for a little tease, we definitely know we are going to see the finals of the women's random match type tournament. We're going to see the fallout. What does this victory mean for John? What does Beau's submission victory over Brian Dunaway mean for him? Lots of questions to answer, and I'm a betting man. I would bet that next week is going to be a real interesting week. So until then, everybody, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all. I'll catch you next week for more Frog Wrestling. Till then, bye, everybody.